Good morning, everyone. This is my presentation for my One Smart goal. I would like to start with a small saying considering that FIFA is currently going on. I don't run towards where the ball has already been, I run towards where the ball is going to be. And with that, I decided my SMART goal of the pre sales consultant task. It had three parts. The first one was setting up of a task to find the errors that were there. The second, how to solve those errors. And finally, to make a procedure to solve those errors. So, I would like to start with a small story. This was happening in the US. A lady had in the sales team had just come back from a maternity leave. Now, with the NCE transition and new changes coming in almost every month and that time of the year, when she came back, she had inherited new accounts also. She was not aware that these changes had happened over time. And it just surprised her that when she entered, she had to take care of these things too. It was overwhelming. Obviously, nobody was even ready for it. And she was not ready to how to handle these accounts. One such thing happened, and customer's account was up for renewal. With the new program change that had happened recently, she was not aware that changes need to be made to adjust it. She got lost in the whole setup. How do I do this? What is the renewal? What are the things that I need to put in the order? It took her half a day just to get the order ready. Again, she got lost how to get the ticket raised, how to get the onboarding done. All it took was a mail from her side to a senior leader assisting, requesting if somebody could guide her. Now that mail came to our team, the pre-sales team, and we got into action. We reached out to her, told her this is the error that we have. It was an error in the order. Told her, get this done. We'll take care of the tickets and onboarding part and the actual operations part. She was aware of the part how to handle the order. She took it up, got it done in minutes. We received the order, all sorted, all clear. The half a day's work got reduced to just half an hour's work. That's how impactful someone who knows the order problem or just the problem and then can take it up with the other teams also, be it the sales side or be it the operations side. So that is how I want to link this project and that pre-sales consultant task. Considering I would like to start with the first part of my project, which was identifying the actual problem. So it all starts with the sales team. The sales team has many fears. One of them is obviously closing the sales. But once the sales is closed, another part that the team fears is the documentation. It is something that the sales team dread. Why do I have to do this? I've already made the sale. So that is a fear that the team has, but it is a needful task to keep record of the things that have been done, are to be done, and what is not to be done. So this is somewhere the sales team needs assistance, guidance, and help. And that's where we come in as the pre-sales consultant. So the task was to reduce the average time of the onboarding of customers, be it 365 Simple or Azure Simple, the services under MCOE. And this is where we can help. We were able to identify, okay, these are the common errors, and we were able to guide them. And we understood that the problems were limited to just 3 4 points. We identified those problems, informed people, and saw the results of informing people of these problems. Now, we it is clear that a customer who receives good service is always happy, and happy customer is a paying customer. So that's where we wanted to move this target towards. Now that we have identified, okay, these are the problems facing the team, sales team side, we wanted to identify what are the problems faced by the operations side. So we in operations, my team in pre-sales, we identified that there were 3 4 problems that were always present, like it was in the 90 to 80% target that we had. We identified all requests that were not clean. You would say we had received the details, but there was something missing, an order was wrong, the sales margin needed an approval, anything that needed another step that we go back to the sales team, we call that an NFPY, non first pass yield. Opposite to that, a ticket that is clean, no errors, was called FPY. So that's where we, as a team, were able to identify these are correct, get them through. These are wrong, we'll have to go back. And once these were identified, we picked the historical data. We identified there were two pointers under Azure, the tenant details and the order. If these two were clarified, 90% of the problems were clear. It was smoother travel of the ticket, the onboarding was faster, sales team back and flow was less. Similarly, in 365 Simple, there were 3 pointers, the order and tenant. Apart from that, there were the SKUs that were changing. This was a regular change in the 365 program. There was a previous program called the Legacy program that had just been shifted to the newer program called the NCE program. This transition was a problem that the sales team faced in understanding the problem, what new compliance rules have come in, how do we handle it and tell it to the customer. Payment terms had changed. So there were many changes happening in this program. So that's where when we were informed of these changes, we were regularly updated with it and we could go back to the teams. So this is information that we were able to send out to the teams, not only in India, and we were able to reach out to teams worldwide, be it Japan, Asia, Europe, LATAM, or NORAM. We've been informing them historically of okay, these are your clean tickets, these are your incomplete tickets, or what we called NFPY, and these are the tickets which are your specific region's tickets. It was for all the regions starting from APAC going till NORAM. And these were shared monthly. There were the proper records of what was missing, what was not missing. While this was a broader view, we wanted to reach out to specific regions where we found okay, these regions have high numbers, we have good numbers of onboarding coming in, but there were problems in the onboarding. They were incomplete, or there were huge incompletes in number. So these were good targets to pick up. That's where we started our pilot program, a third part of the solution or the one sales goal, which was reaching out to particular regions and helping them start and at least get the knowledge in base. While there were already programs which had successfully proved themselves in Netherlands and Germany. Germany was so good a target and a subsidiary that they had their incomplete request reach the goal of 50-50, and by the time I'm making this video they had already crossed the 60% correct and 40% incorrect margin, which was way above our target of just 50-50. So next was Belgium. Belgium reached out to us on their own. They said we are confused of the new program, and we said yes, we are ready to help you. And that's where they came on board, and we just picked 3-4 people who had good number of customers, high value customers. These guys were always in touch with us. They had our email IDs, teams, we were regularly getting on calls with them. The initial phase when we started, they had 100% incorrect or 100% NFPY. And by the time I'm making this video, which is just an impact of 2 months, we've reached 20% FPY. This is just 2 months impact. While the first few weeks were just informing them, okay, these are the changes that have happened. These are the things you need to inform your customer. This was previously, this is now. So these changes were informed. We got on calls regularly for new clients, and every time they were confused on something. Slowly, they built their progress, and today, a 20% increase in the total volume. I'm not just saying one program of 365 Simple or Azure, the overall 20%. And we've picked up UK also. UK also had a problem where we found that they had a good number of NFPY, almost 100%, but they had good volumes also. So they were good target to start with. And now that we've been in the first phase, we've reduced the number of errors. We've still not achieved 100% NFPY or at least a growth in the reduction of NFPY, but the total errors have reduced. And that is just 1 month's impact. So this is how we've been able to help the subsidiaries reduce the time of the errors. And as they say, a happy customer is a paying customer. While this project might end with this goal, but we have already picked up US and we plan to go ahead and get in touch with the US team because they have huge numbers, but their NFP-wise are also high. Incorrect tickets. Finally, to add how the MU program helped me, I was able to network with multiple parts of the uh, company, departments, people in those departments. There were people from finance, sales, operations, specific sales, all around incentive calculators. There were many people around. Even HRs were on board, which was a good thing to have. So I was able to understand who has what thinking of processing things, what is missing in their side, how do they need help, what are their regular problems, and I was able to understand that yes, it's not only for the Indian subsidiary, and it is for the whole company as a whole. While the dynamics in India were different, and they were different in Belgium, they all had the common thinking around. Like they say, we are more similar than we're different. While this was good helping, another part was the team that had joined, the members of the MU program, these were motivated people. They were ready to answer questions, they were ready to ask questions. So that to and fro discussion really brings out things, and that's where things get started and get built. Lastly, it was obviously helpful to find my own weaknesses and strength. While there were many programs of modules of the program that were different, and each had a different flavor and a learning to add. That really helped me. Lastly, I would like to add you don't build companies, you build people, and people build companies. Thank you. That's all from my side. Mohit Jakhar.